So, are you tired of being hit with the ban hammer? Are you constantly concerned whether your ad account is going to be disabled, your business manager is going to be hit? Obviously, as online marketers and as individuals that, for the most part, I would say, survive through selling online, there's a huge dependency that we have on Facebook. And obviously, if something happens or business stops operating. So today's video is going to talk about one way that you can start to diversify your avenues in which you market your product. So if that interests you, stick around. All right, guys. So in today's video, what we're going to talk about is how to diversify your marketing channels to make sure that if something does happen to Facebook, you are prepared and there is a plan B. Now, granted, there are a lot of different venues that you can navigate through to market your products, whether that be through Google Ads, whether that be through Snapchat ads, right? I mean, you name it, there are quite a few different ways for you to market. But specifically in the Philippines, right? Really what most marketers use are Facebook ads. And yes, there are also YouTube ads and things of that sort, right? But for the common dropshipper, right? Facebook ads, it's the easiest and fastest way to start your business and to start to scale your business. Now, one of the things that we deal with constantly is that overly concern, right? Or just constant concern of, is the ad account going to be good, right? Sometimes there are triggers that you've done nothing wrong, but unfortunately there's not a lot you can do. You request a review, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. I mean, it's constantly on your mind, and it can be very stressful, right? So I've dealt with the same thing that you have, which is the whole purpose of why I was very eager to start to diversify myself as well when it comes to different platforms to market my products. Now, one of the platforms that I've started to recently use is TikTok ads. Now, TikTok ads have recently become available in the Philippines, and there were some get arounds previously, right? But now for the general public, you will be able to follow along with these steps and pretty much start running an ad immediately. Okay, so that is what we're going to talk about today: how to advertise using TikTok, how to get started, right? Create an account and pretty much launch an ad. Now, a strategy aspect is not something that I'm going to be touching on too deeply in this video, because this has not been tested in trial. This is pretty much a new platform for the Philippines. I just started on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, and I've seen some results, but there's no definitive strategy, and there are some variables that are different, compared to the platform of Facebook. But I think overall, there is a very familiar look to it, right? And I think TikTok was trying to approach it in that angle to give you a comfort level when you're using the platform, so it's not completely new and you don't feel overwhelmed or just lost in the process, right? All right, so what we're gonna do now is go to the link that I'm going to leave in the description, okay? Once you click that link, you are going to see that it prompts you to this TikTok for Business page. And all you're really gonna do is go to sign up now. Okay, and when you go to sign up now, enter obviously all of the information on your end. Once you do that, it's pretty much going to take you to the TikTok ad manager. Now, all of this is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to bore you to death with it too much, but make sure that you enter your company website, also your billing address, your tax information. All right. You can leave this obviously in manual payments, and you are going to go to next. Okay. And you can add a balance here. Now, do please keep in mind that TikTok only allows you to spend a minimum of 1,000 pesos per day. Okay. It will only allow you to spend a minimum of 1,000 pesos per day. So you're not going to be able to do campaigns for 800, 600, right? It's just not going to work. So your first, I guess, crediting to the account is going to be at 1,000. And how TikTok operates is that it pretty much, you need to have balance on the account in order for you to be able to continue to run ads, right? So it's not like Facebook that it kind of gives you, it lets you spend and then it takes it out of your card. This is a kind of like a similar process, but you need to load it, right? You need to load it and have money there, and then it'll just pretty much be taking it out as it spends, right? So important to note there. So once you go to next, all right, you can pretty much skip this aspect of it, and what you will see is that you are currently in the, I guess, simplified mode and the ad creation aspect of it. I honestly just go directly to the dashboard. All right. As I am in the dashboard, this is pretty much what you're going to see: the total amount that you spend, your activity log, ads that are not delivering, I guess your trend, which is your total cost, how much have you spent, your cost per click, and here is your cost per acquisition. Okay, how much does it take for you to be able to, how much money did you spend to get a sale? All right, CTR, clicks, conversion rate, all right, your total conversions, and your CPM, cost per million impressions, and obviously a date range here. And all of this information, which just kind of gives you more of a visual, more data, more graphs, all of this here. You'll have campaigns, and I guess what I can do is actually show you a live one. All right. But I guess let's actually set this up first before I actually show you the live one that I'm currently operating on right now. This was just a test to kind of walk you through the process. So one of the things that you're going to need to do, okay, is go to event. And when you go to events, you are going to create a website, a pixel, pretty much. So when you go to manage pixel, okay, you can just skip through all of this, and you are going to go to create pixel. Okay, create pixel. When you create pixel, you will give it a name. So let's do Inspire Testing Pixel. All right. So once this happens, you are going to select install pixel code by third-party tool. So select this. Obviously, we're all operating, or I would assume that most of us are operating through Shopify. So we're going to just go through Shopify and go to next. Okay, so now the setup is quite simple. Most people do have a hard time if they've never really done it, but let's walk you through this right now. So what you're going to want to do is go to your Shopify store. Let me just put this on mute. Okay, so in this case, we're going to go to our Shopify store. Okay, once you get to your Shopify store, I'm going to blur all of this out. Pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to download an app that is going to allow you to pretty easily integrate your pixel with your Shopify store and Shopify website. So, all right, here, okay, I've set this up. All right, so here, what is our pixel name? Again, it's Inspire Testing Pixel. So once we're here, we're going to directly go to our apps, shop apps. And all right, so you're going to go to the Shopify App Store, and you're simply going to put in Tick. How you spell TikTok? No, sorry, spell Tick. Right, awesome. So when you get here, there are going to be some options that are going to be readily available for you. Okay, I found the free one, but I can't seem to find it anymore. I had pretty much referred a friend to this, and he was not able to find a free one. So we're pretty much going to go with this one, which does have a 3-day free trial. But no, the one that we have is by Omega, which is Omega, developer Omega. 1 second. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this one has a 7-day free trial. It is $4.99 a month. So do be mindful of that. Okay, so we're going to install it. Once we're here, start free plan. And I'm sure eventually there are going to be some free methods that you can use. But unfortunately, at this moment, this is the only one that I've been able to find. And the other one obviously did not work out. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this ID. Okay, copy this ID. You are going to enter the ID here. Okay, and obviously you are going to enable all of the ones to be active. Okay, another thing that you're gonna want to download, which is it's a Chrome extension that you are going to be able to find. And give me a second, where might that be? Okay, It is called TikTok Pixel Helper. All right. So it's pretty similar to Facebook Pixel Helper, pretty much does the same thing. It will allow you to know if your pixel is installed correctly. All right. So in this case, everything seems to be already set. And now you have created your business manager within TikTok, which was pretty simple, filling out the information, doing everything. And at that point, also creating a pixel and installing that pixel using the app TikTok multi-pixel. And this does allow you to create multiple pixels if you want to do it per collection, so on and so forth. But we're going to keep things simple here and just do it this way, which is just one master pixel for everything. All right. Now, once you are done with that, you are pretty much set up on this particular end. Again, just make sure that you download the TikTok multi-pixel helper, or the TikTok pixel helper. It can kind of allow you to know if your pixel is installed correctly. And in that aspect, it's pretty much good. I'm not going to give you a full breakdown, or I guess a full in-depth overview of the entirety of the business manager. You can kind of navigate that at your own time. But what I do want to show you is the actual NA Live Business Manager, which is the one that I am currently using at the moment. I've been using it since Monday. And so far, I've had decent results. Okay, nothing crazy, nothing spectacular, but again, I don't have a dedicated strategy yet. I just kind of launched something with what I thought made the most sense. Okay, so do keep that in mind. But so far, it's pretty much spent a total of 3,156. Today, it spent a total of 1,130. My cost per click is 1.97 pesos. My cost per acquisition is 526, which is pretty much on par for this particular product that I'm running on Facebook. The product is nearly almost 4,000 pesos, which I'm selling. So obviously my cost per acquisition is going to be naturally higher, right? I'm not going to have a 50, 100 peso cost per purchase on a high ticket price item like that. So it is on par, right? And that's why I'm continuously using it, because again, if something happens to my Facebook, I can continue to operate here, and I'm kind of navigating at the same margin and at the same cost to be able to acquire a purchase. Now, one thing that I did notice is that because they're pushing it to so many people, your impressions are quite high. Your CTR is definitely low because they're expanding to more people and reaching out to more people, and your conversion rate is pretty pathetic. Okay, I have a 0.37, right? And hopefully, as I start to build strategies for my TikTok and how to run TikTok ads, that will naturally increase, which I'm sure will also increase my cost per acquisition. And as you can see here, the CPMs are really, really low, 19 pesos per 1,000 impressions. So definitely really, really low on that end. And it just kind of gives you a lot more data, customer base, so on and so forth. Now, once you're here, how can you actually launch an ad? How can you launch the ad? So what you're going to do is go to campaign. Okay, and I lost you there for a second. And you're pretty much just going to create. And as you can see, a lot of the formatting, right, and the layout is very similar to Facebook. And you can customize all of these things. Again, I'm not trying to spend a 20-minute video here. This is just to kind of give you a walkthrough of the ad manager. And we're going to do it really quickly because I want to keep it under 16 minutes. So here we're going to go to create. All right. We're going to start over, and obviously you are going to select the type of objective that you want. There are some limitations with the objective. We're going to directly just go to conversions, right? And just we're going to name this testing. Okay. Awesome. Once you do that, you are going to go to continue. Okay. Here, you're going to select the pixel that you want. I'm going to select the active one. I did create a second one. I have not activated that one yet, so we're just going to go to this one. We are going to optimize for purchases, which here is pretty much referred as complete payments. All right. So purchases is what we are going to optimize for. And here is where we're going to select the placement. Now, one thing that I would recommend just from, I guess, basic, in common sense, is not to put all of your ads through all of these, I guess, platforms that I have no idea who they are. I personally want to keep everything within TikTok. So I removed everything. And again, I will test maybe putting all of those placements eventually. So maybe that's a better strategy, right? But again, I just started a few days ago. So the strategy needs to be refined, but I'm doing what like my common sense, gut intuition feeling would tell me, which is only to put it on TikTok. Okay. Once we do that here, we can select, and there's a little drop down here. You can do the audience actions. You can let people comment. Obviously, that's going to be more engagement. So that's naturally something that you would like to keep on. And here you can also do a video download, which also is engagement, right? So I will leave these two things turned on. If you don't want people to download your video for whatever reason, right? Maybe that's not something that you want. You can turn this off. I would just say keep this on. Then we scroll down and we're going to be able to pretty much put in the location. Obviously, we're in the Philippines, so we're going to select the Philippines, and you're going to see here that your range is estimately going to be 22 to 27 million people, right? So not as much as Facebook, obviously, but still, quite amount of people there. So once we do that, we are going to go to the next section here, which is going to be demographics, right? So again, I'm scrolling down, placements, we're done. We can actually just bring this up. Location, we're already done. We can bring this up, or I guess get it out of the way. And the demographics is where we are now. Now you can select male and female. Obviously, when you're testing something, I would just select the actual, I would just put no limit. But let's say you have a product that you've already tested, right? And you know that it's just male or female, or if it's one of those products, which is pretty, I guess common sense as to the demographics of it, then you can select that. The age, obviously, based on the product will kind of give you an idea. I typically, right, would only start at 18 and then work my way up and just select all of these. So you do have to select all of them to be able to include them, right? Anything that you untick off, it's not going to be included. So select 18 to 24, or if your product is for a certain demographic, then select it accordingly, okay? Languages, I would always put no limits, okay? And then here we can bring this up, okay? So the demographics only focuses on this. So let's remove it out of the way. And let's get it out so we can see this. Now we're going to go to interest and behavior. Okay, interest and behavior here will allow you to kind of select, and there is limitations on the interest. Do be mindful of that. There are limitations on the interest. So in this case, let's just say that we're selling a beauty product. Okay, so we will select beauty, and then you can actually narrow it down a little bit more if it's oral, skincare, cosmetics, so on and so forth, right? We're just going to pretty much leave everything on for now, just for example purposes. But obviously, you should know the product and you should know what it is that you're targeting, okay? Once you do that, you can pretty much select certain behaviors, people that have, watched the video to the end, people that have liked the video, people that have commented on the video, people that have shared. Honestly, what I did, I just ticked all of them, right? Because I want to broaden my demographic, especially because the audiences are not as big as in Facebook, right? Here we can put the category. You need to at least select one category. Again, I've already selected beauty. So let's kind of expand a little bit more if we can. And these pretty much is everything you have, guys. So very limited when it comes to the actual interest that you can target, as you can see. We selected what is lifestyle, food, live drinking, culture. Since we selected beauty, I can potentially add that one again, right? And we can go to, to really broaden it up, I can probably go to lifestyle. But again, let me see. All right, we're just going to go to beauty. We're going to select beauty as the second one and select the time period for the action form. So pretty much when these actions were taken, we're just going to go over the past 15 days, right? Once you do that, you can get that out of the way. And now you're going to go to devices. You can select the type of devices. I would not mess with that as of now, right? And here you're going to go to your actual budgeting. Okay, obviously, as I mentioned, you only have 1,000 pesos. 1,000 pesos the minimum budget. If you try to do anything else, you are going to see that it does not allow you to. Your minimum ad spend daily is 1,000, ladies and gentlemen, right? And here you will be able to select the actual time in which you want it to start running, okay? You can do that here. conversions obviously is the goal that we selected. One of the things that I've been using currently, which this kind of gives you a bid, which is a bid strategy that allows you to kind of figure out how much is your cost per acquisition or what it should be. I've actually just been adopting whatever the cost per acquisition is that they've been telling me. Now, is that the best way to do it? I couldn't tell you because that's the only strategy that I've currently tried at the moment. Eventually things will evolve and there'll be a lot more content that I give you for certain strategies, whether you want to put whatever your cost per acquisition actually should be, or if you want to adopt whatever it is that TikTok is actually giving you. 336, I would be happy with the cost per acquisition on that, based on that my product is almost 4K. So I think 300 peso cost per acquisition would be a good acquisition cost. Again, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen, right? But that's what they are recommending currently, and they don't know the price of your product, so do bear that in mind. Again, you can go with whatever option you would like. I'm adopting this here, so I'm just going to put adopt, and it automatically will populate that here. So at this point, I am pretty much done, right? So I did my campaign, right? So the 3 phases, just like Facebook. I've already completed my campaign level. I've already completed my my ad set level, which involves a lot of the targeting and interest and so on and so forth. Now it's time to go to the ad level and pretty much incorporate the ad that we want. Okay, you can name it, select the video. If you obviously you're going to be uploading a video, if it does not meet the certain I think it's 600 by 600, which is the minimum that TikTok allows you to. If it does not meet that minimum, you can reformat it within here, so you don't have to do anything crazy, right? And then those videos are going to be added to your library, which you can also create one if you so choose to. I would assume you already have a video, so just upload it, and that should be pretty easy. Here you would be able to select the display name. I would naturally just select whatever the name of the store that you're operating, right? So here, let's just go Inspire Testing, and you would pretty much be putting your copywriting here, right? You can do that, and you can see it's populating on the right hand side, and you can see pretty much what the person is going to be seeing as well. Okay, so let's just do testing, just some gibberish there, put a little bit more gibberish there, and you can do more, but obviously they're only going to be 2 lines available for them to see, right? So make sure that within these 2 lines, you are pretty much delivering on all of the things that you want this person to know and to get their attention to click, all right? This is a feature that I have not used. It's called Smart Text. It kind of like gives you the copywriting depending on some of the information that you input into the system. I would not allow TikTok to give me my copywriting, right? I would feel more comfortable me doing it myself. So up to you if you want to use it or not, but it's definitely there and available if you so choose to. And here, obviously, or call to action, which they do have quite a few and very similar to Facebook. I'm just going to go with shop now. And then here it's going to be the URL that you are going to be sending this customer to, which naturally I would assume that you're sending them to the product page. And Jesus, we're 23 minutes already, if not more. Okay, but I do have to edit some parts on it, so I'm sure it'll be a little lower than that. But anyway, here you'll have the URL. Please input that, and your profile image, which I would just recommend that you put the logo of the brand that you're running the ad to, right? So that would be common sense as well. And at this particular point, you're pretty much done. Now, one important thing that you need to do that I made a mistake on, and I know that certain people that I've talked to have also made this mistake, is you have to tick this box, okay? I, as a legally authorized representative of the company, authorized TikTok being the entity stipulated on the TikTok Act, so terms and conditions, agreed to it. If not, your ad will not be approved. All right, so make sure that you tick this box. Here is automatically going to populate your pixel, and at this point, you are done. Okay, submit. Within a few hours, you should be approved, and your ad will be running on whatever time frame you selected to be run. Okay, important. Make sure that you have enough money, because if it's going to be taking the money out, right, and as soon as you go to zero on your balance, well, guess what? You will not, because when you're adding it, it's kind of taking it as it spends. And once it goes to zero, if you forgot, it's going to shut off your ads, right? So do make sure that you have enough balance on your TikTok business manager so your ads can continuously be running. one question that I would like to ask myself and figure out an answer to this is, if I ever stop, if I load 10,000, if I stop, how can I get that money out? That's a question that I don't have the answer to at the moment, right? But don't go crazy putting a ton of money in here, because I genuinely don't know how you can get that money out unless you spend it, right? So do put in it cautiously, a few thousand pesos to get you started, right? Or 2,000. So whatever number you feel comfortable, right? But do keep that in mind. But yes, guys, this is the entirety of the process of how to create a business manager ad account. Again, the link is going to be in the description for you to be able to do so. Input the information, send all, give all the details that TikTok requests, and obviously how to create a campaign, how to create a pixel within your TikTok business manager. So hopefully this video has been helpful for you. If that is the case, please give a like, comment, and share. Do all the little crazy things that the YouTubers ask you to do. And until then, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.